A racist store manager humiliated a black woman, trying to force her out of the boutique, only to be shocked when she discovered the woman was actually the owner. Ava Mitchell, a striking black woman in her early 40s, stepped out of her sleek black Tesla, adjusting her sunglasses as she walked toward Mitchell's boutique, one of the most exclusive clothing stores in the city. The sun glinted off the store's polished glass windows, reflecting the opulence within. Ava was no stranger to luxury. She had built her multimillion-dollar fashion empire from the ground up. But today she wasn't here as CEO Ava Mitchell. She was here as a customer, just another black woman stepping into a high-end store. For weeks, complaints had been flooding her inbox. Black customers reported being harassed, humiliated, and even denied service by the store's manager, Veronica St. James. Ava needed to see it for herself. She had built her brand on inclusivity and empowerment, and the thought that one of her own stores was perpetuating such blatant racism was unacceptable. She had to witness it firsthand. As she entered the boutique, the scent of expensive perfume and the soft hum of classical music greeted her. The store was a haven of luxury, with racks of designer clothing, shelves of handbags, and displays of jewelry that sparkled under the carefully curated lighting. A young sales associate named Lucy greeted her with a bright smile. "Good afternoon, ma'am. How can I assist you today?" Lucy asked cheerfully, stepping forward. Ava returned the smile. "I'd love to check out your new arrivals. I've heard good things about your collection." Just as Lucy turned to guide her toward the elegant displays, a sharp, authoritative voice cut through the air. "What are you doing?" Ava turned to see a tall, blonde woman in an expensive navy blue suit storming toward them. Her face was twisted in disbelief. "Lucy, go to the back. Now." Lucy's eyes widened in confusion. "But I was just helping. I said go." Veronica snapped, her gaze locking onto Ava with an icy glare. Lucy hesitated before reluctantly scurrying to the back room, her face flushed with embarrassment. Veronica crossed her arms, looking Ava up and down with disdain. "Hi, madam," she said, her voice dripping with forced politeness. "I think you'd be more comfortable shopping somewhere else. Maybe one of those thrift stores down the street." Ava arched an eyebrow. "Excuse me?" Veronica let out a fake chuckle. "This store isn't open to people like you." "People like me?" Ava repeated slowly, feeling the first stirrings of anger rise in her chest. Veronica sighed dramatically. "Look, let me save you the trouble. You can't afford anything here. This is a high-end boutique, not some bargain bin. And I know your type, always lurking, pretending to shop, waiting for the right moment to slip something into your bag." Ava's fists clenched, but she forced herself to stay calm. "So you're saying I'm a thief? Based on what?" Veronica smirked. "I don't need proof. I know you're kind. I've dealt with enough of you. You walk in, pretend to browse, and the moment we turn our backs, poof, something goes missing. Not today. Get out before I call security." Ava stared at her in disbelief. "And if I refuse?" Veronica's smile widened. "Then I'll have the police escort you out in handcuffs. Believe me, they won't hesitate to throw someone like you in jail." The entire store had gone silent. Other customers, mostly wealthy white women, pretended to browse, their eyes darting toward the confrontation with curiosity. Some whispered amongst themselves, while others simply stared, their faces a mix of amusement and discomfort. Ava felt her pulse quicken, but she refused to let Veronica see her rattled. She had encountered this kind of blatant racism before, the kind wrapped in a fake smile and disguised as store policy. But today was different. Today she was not just a victim of profiling. Today she was on a mission. "Get out before I call security," Veronica sneered, folding her arms across her chest. Ava took a step closer, her voice dangerously calm. "I'd love to see you try." Veronica's smirk deepened. She grabbed the store phone and dialed security. "Yes, this is Veronica St. James, manager at Mitchell's boutique. I have a shoplifter in the store. Yes, she's refusing to leave. Please send security immediately." Ava let out a small laugh, shaking her head. "A shoplifter? Do you have proof I've stolen anything?" Veronica rolled her eyes. "I don't need proof. I know you're kind." The words burned like acid, but Ava remained composed. "My kind?" she repeated, her voice measured. "And what kind is that, exactly?" "The kind that doesn't belong here," Veronica snapped. A few customers gasped. Some turned away uncomfortably, pretending to examine the overpriced handbags on display. The young sales associate, Lucy, peeked nervously from behind the counter, her face filled with regret. Ava took a deep breath, her fingers tightening around the designer purse in her hand. She had two choices: leave and let this woman believe she had won, or stand her ground and expose her for the racist, power-drunk woman she was. She chose the latter. Two uniformed security guards arrived within minutes. Both were burly, middle-aged men with stern expressions. As they walked into the store, Veronica straightened her posture, flipping her hair back like she had just won a battle. "Officers," she called, pointing a manicured finger at Ava. "This woman refuses to leave. She's loitering and making my staff uncomfortable. I'm certain she's planning to steal something. Please remove her from the premises immediately." One of the guards, a stocky man with a name tag that read Henderson, turned to Ava. "Ma'am, we're going to have to ask you to leave." Ava let out a slow, incredulous laugh. "And what exactly am I being accused of?" The second guard, a younger officer named Martinez, shifted uncomfortably. "The store manager has the right to refuse service to anyone." "For what reason?" Ava interrupted, folding her arms. "Because I'm black?" Veronica scoffed. "Oh, please. This has nothing to do with race. This is about you being a potential shoplifter." Ava's nostrils flared, but she forced herself to remain calm. "Potential shoplifter? I haven't taken a single thing. I haven't even touched the merchandise." Henderson sighed. "Look, ma'am, we're just doing our jobs. Please leave or we'll have to escort you out." "No, you won't," Ava said smoothly. Veronica's smirk faltered. "Excuse me?" Ava reached into her designer handbag, moving slowly and deliberately, aware of how quickly situations like this could escalate. She pulled out a sleek, platinum business card with her name embossed in gold. She held it up for all to see. "Ava Mitchell, founder and CEO, Mitchell Fashion Group." The two security guards went still. Their eyes flicked between the card and Ava's face, realization dawning upon them. Veronica, however, wasn't as quick to catch on. She let out a humorless laugh. "What is that? A fake business card? Oh, you are desperate, aren't you?" Ava ignored her and turned directly to the security guards. "I am the owner of Mitchell's boutique. I own this store. And this woman," she gestured to Veronica, "just called security to throw out the owner of the store she works for." Martinez took a nervous step back, his face going pale. Henderson's posture immediately stiffened. "Wait, what?" Henderson murmured, glancing at Veronica for confirmation. Ava nodded. "You heard me. I am Ava Mitchell. And this woman has spent the last 5 minutes humiliating, degrading, and falsely accusing me of theft, simply because I don't fit the image of the type of customer she thinks should shop here." Silence swallowed the room. Customers stared wide-eyed. Lucy, still hiding behind the counter, covered her mouth in shock. Martinez rubbed the back of his neck. "Oh, damn." Veronica's expression finally shifted, her smirk vanishing like mist in the sun. This is some kind of joke, right?" she stammered, her confidence wavering. Ava tilted her head. "Do I look like I'm joking?" She turned back to the guards. "I'd like you both to leave now. I no longer require your assistance." The security guards hesitated before exchanging a glance. Then, as if remembering who she was, they both straightened. "Ma'am, we sincerely apologize for the misunderstanding," Henderson said, his voice now significantly more respectful. "We had no idea who you were." "No, you didn't," Ava replied coolly. "And that's exactly the problem, isn't it?" Martinez cleared his throat. "We'll be on our way now, Ms. Mitchell." With that, the two security guards turned and quickly exited the store, leaving Veronica standing there, her face pale and her hands shaking slightly. Ava took her time, letting the silence linger, letting Veronica feel the weight of her mistake. Veronica swallowed hard. "Ms. Mitchell, I had no idea. I was just..." "Just what?" Ava interrupted sharply. "Just racially profiling me? Just humiliating me in front of your customers? Just proving every single complaint that has landed on my desk in the past few weeks?" Veronica's mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. Ava stepped closer, lowering her voice so only Veronica could hear. "Do you know how many times I've heard stories like this? How many times have I been told that my own employees mistreat black customers? I came here today to see if it was true. And you, Veronica, proved every single one of them right." She paused, letting the words sink in. Then, with absolute finality, she said, "You're fired." Veronica gasped. "No. Ms. Mitchell, please. I've worked here for years." Ava remained unmoved. "And that's the real shame, isn't it? You had years to treat people with respect. Instead, you chose to humiliate them. Now you'll face the consequences." Tears filled Veronica's eyes, but Ava had seen enough. She turned to Lucy. "Lucy, Call HR and process her termination paperwork immediately. Lucy's face brightened. Right away, Ms. Mitchell. Ava glanced back at Veronica one last time. Now get out of my store. Veronica's eyes darted around the store, searching for sympathy, but the other customers had distanced themselves, unwilling to come to her defense. Even Lucy, peeking from the back, looked relieved. You can't just fire me on the spot. Veronica stammered. Ava pulled out her phone. I'm sending an email to HR as we speak. Your final paycheck will be processed by the end of the day. Security will escort you out. Veronica's face twisted in rage. You think you can do this to me? I've worked here for years. Ava's expression didn't waver. And that's the real shame, isn't it? You had years to treat people with respect. Instead, you chose to humiliate them. Now you're facing the consequences. Security arrived within minutes. As they escorted Veronica out, she flailed and shouted, but no one came to her aid. After Veronica was gone, Ava turned to Lucy. Are you okay? She asked. Lucy nodded quickly. Yes, ma'am. And thank you. She treated so many of us terribly. Customers and employees alike. Ava smiled. That ends today. She turned to the rest of the customers. For anyone who's ever been turned away from this store unfairly, I apologize. This is a place where everyone should feel welcome. A murmur of approval spread through the boutique. As Ava walked toward the register, she picked up a sleek red dress from the display. She had come as a customer today after all. Handing the dress to Lucy, she grinned. I think I'll take this one. And this time I'll be properly served. Lucy beamed. Right away, Ms. Mitchell. Ava stepped toward the fitting room, feeling the weight of justice settling in her chest. This was her store. And from now on, everyone, no matter their skin color, would be treated with the dignity they deserved.